Gucci?
That's Gucci.
Right. Nice. Good, thank you. 188.
Yeah, I would say just that's it. We can go live.
Nice.
Unless there is another problem coming up, but we'll hear about that later. Alright. So, hello stream. So I am a bit under the weather, and since I'm already homebound for today, I've decided to just do some fun and relaxing work as opposed to the stressful and a lot of work that is my day job. Players with me today?
Can you send stream link?
Yes, I can. Coming in. I think I
Right,
still have it
thank
on
you.
my thing, so I'll send it to you. It is in the Stormworks Modern Forum chat as well.
Alright.
Yeah, you're gonna probably hear yourself if you
No, I'm just gonna mute it just to check to also have chat. See what's going on in the chat.
yeah.
But are there people watching already?
No, not yet. I mean, I
Okay,
see
so you're
that
just
you have
documenting
just
this for is it will be this saved as recording later on?
yes. If I stream something on YouTube, it will later be saved on YouTube itself.
Ah,
But
okay,
yeah.
okay. Right.
So I'll be working on a couple of ploppables, and I'll just be reading chat if there is anyone coming in. If not, and if people start watching this later, the reason for the stream is also that we are very transparent. So while we're doing some work, you can hear us talk. You can hear us have the discussions that we usually have, and of course, if there's any questions, we'll just answer them. So. On my list, I have a lot of mining equipment because we are working on a mining area as well. Besides that, there is a couple of requests from player that I'm gonna work on, and after that, I'm just gonna do some preliminary. Hey, we have some people. Hello. Wonderful. Just checking chat, and then all of a sudden there is two people. I mean, one of them is you, but it's always wonderful. Right. I do need to have a link open. This is why sometimes you'd want to have more screens than just two, because I want to be able to read chat, but I also need to see source images and want to listen to some music. That is also food hurt. Come on. Spotify. I need to be very specific in my music choice because I actually need to be having the rights to this.
Very good.
Oop. And there we go. We are going to be listening to C418 1 because I bought all of C418's albums and they're now for me to use on stream. Please tell me if the audio levels are okay. That would always be helpful. And then we're off. Hopper. There we go. Found a hopper. Right. And immediately it starts again. That I start showing off what I'm doing per day. What is sometimes even my day job, and then all of a sudden my fine motor skills go awry and I misclick things. That's a bit lower. Should have been a bit lighter actually. Actually, no, that should be fine.
So for the stuff you're making right now,
Yeah,
do you have like a reference, or do you just
I do. Yeah, I
go
have
over it?
references next to me.
Okay.
I have this big book of, oh, I think I get it. This big book of initial equipment for mines as well. So I'm using those, and if I need more angles, I do that. And otherwise, I do have one of my friends who,
Are you clicking on the UI to switch between edge and
yep,
vertex? And oh man.
yep. It's what my brain does. I know it's less efficient, but
Okay. Well, as long as you
I
know
hear a
about the
very
hotkey, I'm not
offended player.
gonna. No. If you know about the hotkey and still decide to not
Yeah,
use it, then I
that's
can
it. You,
get
you,
behind that.
you know how I am, right? Like
Yeah.
Leopard also has had plenty of moments of like, damn, you should know this, you should be used to this, or you should use like the hotkeys. I'm like, no. This very excited. Yeah, there's this new quality of life feature in the mesh converter. You can now do bulk exports, and I haven't done that for 2 years before. Sorry, 2 years. That's actually like 6 months before actually starting with that.
Very good.
Make it fat. That's what I mean. It's like I do this. I've done this for like every day for a good year, and I should actually know what I'm doing. However, the
Well, you
moment
know
that
what you're doing. You're like
yeah,
specifically deciding to ignore it, which is fine.
that's not what I mean. What I mean is complex. Thank you. That's the one that I need. What I mean is that I am searching for things that I know where they are. Hello, people in chat. How are you guys doing? What I mean is like I touch like I know what I'm doing, but now that I'm streaming or like it's showing off, that I've completely lost all of my thought about where solidify, where is this option, where is this option, where is this option, and it just goes completely to my monkey brain.
It's alright. What's this? Type 15 here. Oh no. Evil. Yeah, okay, screw that. Time to undo everything I did for the past 10 minutes.
Why?
No, I realize I'm currently making the height for Lewin to North Harbor, right?
Right.
And the terrain is going up and down, but I realized that just like the rails I'm referencing the height of were wrong. So like,
Right.
that out the window.
If viewers at any point in time also want to see player sites, then I think we can arrange me and changing the screen to player for a small bit and then moving it back.
Can you come take a look at this for a second?
Then a small bit, yes. So.
It's already at 15. Oh lord.
There we go. There's the Discord stream. Show me.
Right, so the ramp up here from Loon is now complete. Right, as you can see, it goes from level to like up and goes up very steeply compared to the terrain. I complained about this earlier. And this is now at height 15, which is what I wanted because it like nicely cuts into here and like leaves space to have a road go underneath and stuff. Maybe even a bridge. But then here it's like slightly too high up. Only slightly, and like it's actually fairly well like matched with the terrain here. So I think, do you think this is fine, or should I make it like go up and down a bit more?
I gave you
like, completely flat.
I gave you full control of the terrain, right? Like I think it's good, and I don't really see too much of a problem with it. a lot of this terrain is vestigial from the old NSO, and we need to make sure that it's actually compatible and polished the way that we're doing the new terrain now. So
Yeah. Here was the old tunnel.
yeah, the old ugly
was like
tunnel that wasn't
deleted.
optimized.
Yes.
That was done by complete blender hand instead of sculpting it like a proper person would nowadays.
No. You don't even sculpt tunnels. You just like how you do tunnels is the following. You just
Cut a
make
hole.
hole in terrain done.
Exactly.
Let me worry about the rest. Yes, very good. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just gonna keep
Both
it
of us
flat.
are workaholics. It's just that players beating me at this game.
Okay, so needs to ramp down here as well. Oh,
Do actually want to be able to see the comments if there are there, so got this close your stream again.
yeah. I also have the chat open.
Yeah.
I can tell you if something's happening.
Right, thank you.
Where does it start here?
That's kind of annoying, but oh well. I'll survive. Moment, it is. There, that's what I mean to do. And to be quite honest, I think we can scale this up. Two. Hey! Thank you. At this point, the focus is more on gameplay. So we're making sure that the rails are there and that the roads are there and that they work properly. Because one of the issues that we had with the old NSO was that the roads weren't made by the node system that the editor gives us. But it was made by hand, by cutting that into the ground and then trying to smooth it out by hand as well. Which is... Play, do you have words for that?
Evil. And in 2 words, very evil.
Yes. So now instead, player is first focused on the railroad, and then after that, hopefully we can focus on the roads. And I'm working on making the areas of gameplay that are either off-road or that are a bit more secluded, so that later on we can get a road there. And there is just an entire new aspect of gameplay. We are working on just ploppable areas or ploppable buildings. Player is doing the thing that he's been doing for a couple of weeks now. I know he's been grinding quite a lot on just making sure that all of the rails are at proper height. And yeah, because most of them are already in place. It's just that they are not the height that they ought to be.
Yeah, they need to be blended into the terrain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the roads later on spline system and Blender. The way we do the railroads already is with like this A spline system of like
Okay,
the Stoneworks editor from Leopard, right? And we plan on using the same feature for making roads later on, like the regular car roads too. So it is like a similar thing basically.
I'm currently showing your screen, so if you can show a bit of how the process goes.
For me,
Yes, for you.
like just railway building. Okay, so the idea is, we have rail. The rail is like, if you look top down, already in place. Like it needs to go here and blah blah. All of the curves and stuff already in place. But vertically wise, like you can see that there's like just a valley in the terrain where the rail is, because like for gray boxing, for making the rail, that was just easier. And now this next step is of course to not have this, because it needs to, the terrain needs to fit the rail. So in order to get this done, I need to figure out where the rail actually needs to be height-wise. So that's what I'm doing
Yeah.
here in Inkscape. Figuring out all of the
Doing all of the
positions,
boring paperwork.
pretty much. Okay.
Sometimes it is truly calculations that save the day. Yeah.
Let me do this here, and then yeah, once I have this done here, I can just go and copy paste the value back into here. It's very tedious, but also it's quite high reward. If you
Yeah.
look over here, this area here, it's completely done. It's also a video of it.
Yeah, should I
don't
show
think
the video?
Posted that to SMF.
Yes, it posted.
You can just copy it from messages or whatever.
So he did post it to my Patreon community, because I do have a Patreon community now on request of some people. If you ever want to support NSO or any other of my projects, whether that's going to be standalone or anything else, I have a Patreon for that. And every bit of money that I get there helps towards me just working a bit longer on the stuff that I'm working on. And I'll show, just a moment, my amazing videos.
Oh, in fact, 200 meters long. Oh, that's convenient.
And fully smooth rides. I was really impressed yesterday, considering the amount of boring things that player has been doing to get this result. And also the amount of dedication that goes into it, because these are, as far as I know, actually standardized to be completely safe in like true to real life.
Mm-hmm. Curve radii, transition curves, you name it, everything is there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, curve radii, of course, they are there, but like proper long radii.
I have now blocked the chat with my reference image. Okay, that's fixed now.
What's this here?
That map thing, Wolf. Do you mean the editor? That's Leopard. Leopard made that, and it's accessible. So
Yes,
if you ever want to use that, there is a tutorial. Oh, actually, no, I don't have a tutorial for that.
Let me see if I can get the GitHub link for it.
Thank you. Yeah, put it in stream. I think I still should make a tutorial video for the editor, because do I have it right here? Ooh. I do. I'm not sure if this is the latest version, but or at least the latest working version. Yes, this is the one. So I'm not allowed to touch anything in here while player is working on it, because I might like mess things up a bit much if I do. And it does also take a moment to load in because there's so much data. But this is the editor that we use to make.
Alright, GitLab. Whoops.
Oops. So yeah, I mean, I can show a small bit. You can see this entire area right here. Right, you did separate this island, so we still need to get that island back. That's fair. That's good. Yeah. Not gonna show too much detail because there's still areas being worked on. But you can see the smoothness of the track right here. At that point, I'm going to quit out. Do not save an exit. Discard an exit because it would be the first time that I messed up the gits this week.
Okay. Yeah, that section is what I'm working on right now. The North Harbor thing. Oh, the stream delay is super evil.
It's a fact of YouTube.
Hold on, did my link just not show up in the chat?
I think it didn't. Could you give me the link?
Yeah.
Because then I'll send it. I think you need to be an admin before you can link.
Yeah.
That.
Do you have any requirements for bridge heights, by the way? Because if you say yes now, then you're gonna completely screw me over.
What do you mean bridge heights? For like road bridges
All the
or
rivers? No, like for the railway.
I've done a poll earlier this year about my previous behavior and how I handle that. Because I'm in the field of make it just a little larger than real life. Right? Like, for example, a truck in real life would be about 3 to 4 meters high. Like, try to make it 5 or 6.
Yeah, okay. No, but meant like boat-wise.
Right. For boats, no, I don't have any limits, especially if it's like over the small river. Not the big river, of course, because the big river should have some trading with, but the small one at North Harbor, no limits.
Yeah, the big river here, there is the HSL connection.
Yeah.
Here, let's see my stream right now.
Oh, just a
I
moment.
already made it go up pretty steep. There will be only about 20-25 meters vertical clearance here in this location, though.
I'm gonna check it again, just a moment. I'm gonna need to check stream. I have you popped out stream there. Okay, now you can show properly.
Here, this turning off section which goes underneath the volcano. The river here, though being super wide, will only have vertical clearance of about 25 meters.
Right. And that should be more than the actual bridge that we have right there as well, so...
Yeah, I mean, I was looking, like, those, like, whatever boats, cargo boats, need to go through, like, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, this terrain is gonna change, of course, but this is the bigger one.
I looked at these bridges and was like, yeah, okay.
That's the
be
height,
more than that, so I'm gonna be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What other things I should be worried about when using it? I don't want to be. Well, to be fair, the only thing that you should worry about is making backups and saves. Preferably use or learn to use a source control like GitHub, because that way you can always, if something happens, you can always refer to something that worked previously. But you know, like it's just working with these programs, sometimes your computer runs out of memory, or sometimes you didn't notice something wrong. If you have a backup, if you make saves plenty time, then magically mess things up doesn't really exist anymore, because you can always roll back.
So the controls are a little, like, they are very proprietary, so there is a readme with how to use stuff, but like,
Player, I also see some ploppables that like are vestigial, like right there. Could you click those away? Because those need to be moved sooner or later anyway. Yeah, like it's mostly just don't try to rush it. There is no such thing as learning a program within an hour. And even like, you know, player just at the start of the stream, he also taught me off, because I've been using Blender since 2011 now, and I still am very tended to use the actual UI instead of using hotkeys.
So if you've got questions, just reach out to us.
Yeah.
Like, we've got quite a bunch of experience, and there's like some things which might look a bit strange, but there is reasons, of course, to why the program behaves the way it does.
Exactly.
Oh, there's that. Okay, so all the way to North Harbor is now done.
Cool.
Guess I'm gonna go to Blender to stitch the terrain up.
All right. No, that's not what I mean. That's what I meant to do. Solidified that. It's a bit too solid. And I need complex mode there. Much better. I think I might just want to make this the smallest symmetrical plane. Hello. Oh. Collection there. That's the thing that I need to get back. Because this is gonna get a bit annoying if I have to do it for every side. Okay. Mirror that there, and also on the Y.
It's Thursday, yeah? Okay.
It is Thursday today. Want it? Better. Oh, that's wrong axis. Man. First. Why? Oh, that makes sense. Right. Not at that point then, after all of the things have been applied. Stills can come later. This is cursed. And that's just the appliance. 5. No, that's not right. 0. 0 is better. Or is it?
Also just fix the cursed triangle at the airport in the terrain, if you remember that.
Yes.
I don't even... No idea how that happened.
Alright, apply that. Don't apply that yet. Can I have individual origins? Don't need that. And that would still pose a bit of a problem, sadly.
Also, so a question about sculpting in Blender.
Yeah.
Is there a way for when I edit one tile with sculpting and I edit around the edges, like it's gonna completely mess up the edge to the other tile, right?
Yes, so
is
you
there a
need
way
to...
to like...
the thing that I do is I merge them. I merge the tiles with the closest proximity. I then sculpt to get the resolution down, and then and that's what's causing the more the less like linear lines and the more like rough lines. Then I separate them based on how close they are and which part is mostly in that area.
Okay, you need to tell me how to do that later,
Yeah.
because I've been doing it by hand and it's kind of evil.
That it sounds like.
Yeah.
Too small. Or this one. Oh, even more. Okay. That's it. don't think I can do that. No, not. Not without causing more problems. Right, that's the problem. Much better. Evil. Mm-hmm. No,
Should I eat a yogurt or pudding? I'm a little hungry.
Yogurt usually has more more proper nutrients, but
There.
don't know what you're at currently.
Yeah, then yogurt's also about to expire, so I'm gonna eat that one.
It's fair. Can I use the same depth? Thank you very much. No, of course I can't. .3. That's way too small. That's a bit better. Take that. 0.2 and there. All right, get you back. Hopper. Supporting mesh and holding. Sure.
Are you gonna make the simplified physics model ready?
Yeah.
Good. Also, how do you
Yeah.
making hard edges? How's your export workflow? Maybe you can
I'll show you in a small bit.
smash some good habits into your head there.
See, at this point, I'm really just a trendsetter. I did come before Player as a mesh modder, but Player has definitely exceeded me in all of the good behaviors and good everything. Well, I'm just busy doing other company stuff. I trust Player more than I trust myself in this case. Just a question for you. Would it be worth it making a small hole in this simplified mesh just so that the funnel actually works?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But...
Oh god, I need to change this quickly.
I have an idea, a super cursed idea.
Okay.
So, it is symmetric, right?
Yes.
Is it X? Is it like 4? Like,
No.
Do you only need a quarter?
I mean,
only
this
half?
thing does. The hopper itself is, the supporting structure isn't.
So, like, is it still is it like non-symmetrical at all, or is it still like mirror symmetrical?
It's not. It's mirror symmetrical on the X and it's mirror symmetrical on the Y, but it's not XY symmetrical.
Okay, but like in theory, this means that we could make like the hopper be like a pizza slice of only a quarter,
Yeah.
and then with like, well, could it work? No, you need
It
to
is
make
just.
halves. It needs to be a
Yeah, it
half.
is just so that people that drop that or drop stuff into this hopper, like kind of funneled through. It doesn't have to be optimized for any type of other things.
Okay, but like it would still be like it's fairly simple to do that. I did that. Do you remember the big bridge in Plate World?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's two halves because it would just be too much of a load because it's symmetrical. We could do
Yeah,
something similar here where if you put the origin in the center, which it probably is, you just
it
place down
is.
two hoppers in the same location, you rotate them 180 degrees, you have a full hopper but only half of the physics. And because it's like open to one side, the physics calculations are way less horrible than if it was completely enclosed.
I will do that. Thank you.
In
Uh,
that case, you can like also like have like even more detail to the physics, maybe. Yeah.
yeah. So, Mr. Woof Woof, like you asked, yeah, if you make a mod for NSO, if you make an extension on NSO or a mod that works alongside it, you don't even have to give it to us. You can just put it online. You can put it on the Nexus or share it on other platforms, and just tell people that they need NSO to run it properly. You're completely allowed. Like that's no problem for us. Actually, I'm inviting people to because there is no way that I can make every experience just with one mod.
Can't wait to have Plate World done.
And DSM, you asked if it would be possible to make the rough shape of the object in Stormworks and then export it into Blender. Yes, that's possible.
Oh, the thing I did with my buffer,
Yeah,
right.
it's possible. I think I've made a stream for Endo on how to do that, or at least a video for Endo how to do that. I would just not recommend for it, because it is possible. However, like there is a lot of extra considerations for the physics that you need to do. Player has
Yeah,
an answer to that.
yeah. So like an example of where you would want to, like of course, if you do that, if you build something in Stormworks and export it into Blender, um, you mainly like would want to do that if you want to like have something which looks like it is like a vehicle, like it was built in Stormworks, but is like more optimized because the amount of vertices and stuff is like pretty bad if you just export it. So like if you want to clean something up. An example where I use something like that is the catenary, which will be on NSO. The catenary poles and stuff is actually built in Stormworks and then exported into Blender, cleaned up like a whole bunch. So in the end, the goal is that like the catenary looks like it was placed with vehicles, but still has like the benefits of being optimized, physics optimized and visually optimized by removing vertices, etc. So it's like a very specific use case when you would want to do that. But yeah, it's possible. I hope that answers the question. I was in the kitchen discussing
Right, you're getting your yogurt.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you can make a vehicle in Stormworks, and then export the vehicle in Stormworks to Blender, and use that as a mesh. But it has use cases, and there is a couple of considerations that you want to do if you want to make it something that has physics, because the physics in this game is, like we all know, not as optimized as it can be. It's using bullet physics, which has it has a couple of what are called heuristics, which is basically just making it simpler for the calculations to happen, and that does the things that you've seen the bugs like that makes wheels go through to the terrain, or that makes vehicles start glitching out as soon as it hits water. It's just a whole lot of things that make it simpler because that use case, that scenario wasn't the focus when it was created. So at this moment, I do agree with you, Woof Woof. Like it's it's very chaotic, and we don't know ourselves where everything is going to end up. We have the very rough ideas, but we don't quite know where everything will be. However, as soon as this update comes around, that means that all of the gameplay areas that we're focusing on this moment, which is quite a lot, are all done. And afterwards, we might want to revisit them once or twice, but the layout is not going to change that much. And I can show you a quick overview, actually. I do have the file right here.
What the hell is this? Oh.
The biggest open question right now is that I have agreed with player that he has full reign about decisions about the railroads, the roads itself, and the infrastructure. And I've also agreed with him that a couple of things like this, like the North Harbor, which already was redone, it's going to be redone again. Whatever we have right here, I have told player, like, yeah, you can just change it if it's necessary, because just having a track like this, it works, but like in players' resounding words, having a station next to a high-speed track like this is evil. For the rest, areas like this where it's mostly islands, as soon as it's updated, as soon as the update comes out, there will be a couple of buildings, there will be a couple of extra missions added, but the layout itself won't change. And we'll give like prior warning if it does. Same goes for right here. This is mostly off-road terrain, so if as soon as it updates, like, it will just be a mission or two which are voluntary if you want to activate them. Yeah, and if there is any empty terrain, like for example mountains right here, we'll have a couple of roads to them, but mostly they will be empty. That's fine. And if you do make something that in the end crosses with NSO, we'll be more than happy to help you fit it in, not in NSO itself, but at least help you get the terrain smooth and have that mod just be your specific mod that overrides things in NSO. Oh, that's all fine, Mr. Woof. If you want to, you can always, go back to this point. I'll upload this stream afterwards as a VOD, and you can always rewind a bit if you want to listen to exactly what we said. Yeah. It's absolutely no haste, and I can repeat things if wanted as well. But somewhere I'm trying to save my throat a bit because I'm a bit under the weather. Let's see. Does that look like proper physics? That looks like optimized physics, right? For a hopper. There. Can you?
I think you need to stream to Discord because the stream delay is
Right. That's the evil part
it's
about it.
completely screwing me over. Yeah.
You know what? I've just showed it, and then as soon as the thing is right there.
Okay, but I think it should be fine. Yeah.
Wonderful. Then I'm halving it, and that's the physics for it. Done.
Like, even if you mess it up, like, it's not that bad. Like, we're not gonna have 5 billion hoppers. At least I hope so.
Hopper. There. Painting comes later.
Oh.
That was Hopper done. I have rubble to make. Player, could you send me the color codes as well for the gravel that you're using? That's the gravel types that you're using for the railway.
It's really bloody cool. Like, it's in a Lua file, so I can just send you the.
I mean, I can find the Lua file then as well, right? It is in my.
Oh yeah, it's just there.
I have the repository. Yeah, that's right.
Create a toolkit data, curve spec lib.
Curve spec lib. Colors?
Colors, dot lure. Yes.
There we go. Hey, hey, look at that. That's wonderful. The wonders of technology, people. You mentioned the oil refinery at the islands. Yes, there is going to be missions there, but it's not going to be in the first update. The next update, it's going to be in a mission update that we're going to do separately. So for now, it's just a backdrop for you to build your vehicles, and then later on, we're going to make sure that a lot of these locations have missions that aren't just bring this to this or bring that to that. No, we're also going to have fishing cargo, logging cargo, and other types of cargo that looks like they're actually logs or nuclear or fishes. I'll check it out, Woof Woof. Alright, so the terrain that you sent in the Discord, that is what we both have called the boundary, because that's kind of where our plans end for now, and it will be for a later player or a later Zoe to find out exactly what we're going to do with those areas. But if you make something right there, and if it's popular, then we're actually looking quite a bit at things. Also on this on the modding community right now. The main part for me of doing this is just to make sure that the game is a enjoyable experience, at least as enjoyable as it can be. So I'm not going to shoot other modders in the foot while they're doing the same thing. I did see Gluten in the chat just then. I think he already left, but I'm actually going to thank him because, well, he inspired me. I hoped to do this earlier, but I had no idea how to visualize it at the time, and I am so busy. But and I'll try to find an Stormers modding forum. He is busy making Basically, I feel like it's the counterpart part of NSO, but then in the arid island. Let's see, Gluten.
Right, then we really have like all islands covered. Me with
Yeah,
Playworld.
Playworld also exists. So Playworld is a project of players where he's changing donk. And at that point, the only boring area is the very, 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 very far up north Arctic.
Well, I mean, if you really wanted to like have a place to make terrain, I think the new volcano underwater area is also still up for claim. It's
Right.
gonna be like a lot of work to get that working because like it's all underground, of course. So you'd need to start from scratch there as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to find. Let's see. Did he post it right there? Yeah, it's in the screenshots instead. So rubble like this is what I'm gonna make right now, but then not for I guess like an area that is very war torn, but for a for things like mines, for things like next to mountainous area, or in this case also for the railroad.
Okay, terrain is also done.
Wonderful.
Oh, I need to paint.
How big in meter should the rubble be, ideally?
Honestly, like, what kind of idea do you have for rubble?
So it's mostly just a mound of gravel.
Yeah, if you just make like a pyramid with like 5 vertices, just make it units. Like if there's like depending on the detail you plan to add, make it like 1 meter large, and then we can scale it.
I'm gonna copy
Because
an image towards our Discord. This is directly from Gluten, who inspired me to do this. It's not gonna be completely that detailed because you can also see a lot of garbage, like garbage bags in there. But I do want to have a mount and then a couple of cubes in there for
yeah.
stones.
Make it have a base of, let's say, 5 by 5 meters. I guess we can scale that up, like scale of 2 for 10 by 10.
I can also make
Okay.
two sizes.
Yeah. Like make a smaller one which is just a single pyramid, and then also one which is like
Yeah.
something like this. Wow, this picture is just way too beautiful. Why, like someone really whipped out the high quality camera to take a picture of gravel. Very nice. Why did I agree to be responsible for the terrain? What did you do here?
Sorry, what do you mean? You didn't agree to this. You took it on yourself to the terrain.
Mm-hmm. I just
Like
all.
to be clear, both me and Clay are like, you know, not bad workaholics, but we like our work. And over the last month
We're
and a
very
half,
enthusiastic about it.
yes, over the last month and a half, I've given Player a couple of responsibilities, and he's taken gradually more and more and more. Like I've offered my help, but he's like, "Nah, I can do it. I can do this."
Yeah.
Like if you need me to fix a problem that I've made before, just tell me, right?
On like seeing what kind of terrain it's up, I'm not sure if I trust you. No, just kidding. But it is
Whoa!
bad. No, don't worry. I know how to get it fixed. It's just like I see it, I'm like, bruh. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, so this goes to.
Okay.
Did it snap or not? It did snap.
Give me one moment. Por favor.
What? What? Okay, explain yourself immediately. What the fuck am I looking at? I'm like, yes, okay, mount. I'm gonna sculpt tool this here, okay? And like, hello? It doesn't, it stopped wanting to do that. My god.
Hello, I like how I say I'll be right back and then immediately start like, you know,
What?
having a commentary about what I made. Should I look at stream or is this the stream that I'm currently streaming?
No.
Oh, this is
Terrain.
just terrain. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I like, this was like all a single vertex. I like sculpt tool it. It expands into like 5 billion different like, what?
Yeah, just merge it.
Yeah, like how?
Right.
How did this get past the like? Oh right, because I didn't merge by distance filter this yet.
Right.
I'm a little reluctant because like areas where you worked on, like I'm afraid that I'm like might.
No, just do it. Like again, you have full control over this. If something happens, I keep on like repeating that, but you know what you're doing
like,
more
I
than.
don't want to like destroy something you made. You know, that's just like.
No, do it. Like it's
okay. I'm gonna.
it's for the benefit of humanity. So.
Okay, You know, it's not that bad, okay? It's not that bad, man.
Right.
Like,
Question: at some point, can we post measurements in the Discord so people that want to line up with us can? I think we can actually send the planning file, the railroads and the roads, as soon as they're like pretty definitive and done.
And also the Blender file itself can be
Oh,
used to measure things, but
no, because that's the
you know,
problem. We cannot directly send the Blender file because of copyright. Because we have pulled these from like the actual game, and the only ones that are technically allowed to distribute that are Geometa. So what we cannot do, even though we modified everything, we cannot send files that originally came from Geometa. We can only send files that we made ourselves. So I can send the mounts that we're making. We can send the custom islands that we've made. But if it stems from Geometa, then Geometa has right over it. And if we send that, then we can get in. You know, we're trespassing on their
Wait, but how
copyright.
is this supposed to work? Because like, for example, this tile here,
Just
right? I
going
changed
to the
this.
stream
This
again because
needs
I
to-
cannot see that quite yet. Yeah.
For example, this one here, like there was railway, I changed it. It
Yeah.
needs to like be sent as the NSO part of the NSO package.
Yeah. So like again, like we can actually distribute that as meshes again that only work in the game, but we cannot send the blend file. We can only send your the nodes, the graphs that you made.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because the like I mean I'm sure that Geometa is like wouldn't care enough to shut down, especially if you cannot do much with the meshes unless you do more work into that, which is deliberate. But I'm gonna refuse to send files that they made in easy access form if people can use that for non-Stormworks things.
Okay, and now comes the question: how do I if I merge this together?
Yeah.
Like so. Can I merge? Does that merge that? Oh no, I need to.
You need to merge a couple of meters further.
Okay, hold on. Before we do that, I'm gonna commit this.
That is fair. And then another thing was, on the other hand, I struggle to keep going, and if I start this, I'm gonna be struggling to make a VR Cyberpunk game and a mod for South Sawyer Islands. That is, yeah, like, life is made up of decisions, and I'm making a decision to do even more work. Even though I told Player this week I should be very, very busy with paperwork. It happens. I have like three game projects on the background, and a lot of things above me have kind of gone, not as planned. So there's extra work coming from that. Yeah, it's definitely just make your choices and balance out your life. Your person comes. Did you just merge everything together?
Yes.
Okay.
You told me.
That's not what I meant.
Now.
That's not what I meant.
Okay, how do I temporarily merge this together?
It's just neighboring tiles that you want to temporarily merge and then combine and then.
Like so?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
this looks like
Go
tile
to
border.
scope mode. Yeah. First, of course, merge everything.
Yeah. Let's do the 5 meter field. Oh, that changed something here. Well,
5 meters should be enough.
3 meters.
And then you don't have to do that. You can go to scope mode.
But does sculpt mode also merge them together?
No, if you not immediately, but if you go to tool,
There was something there.
din topo, and don't click anything on the face after you select din topo, because currently din topo, it will tell you that the vertex data, that's the color data. Currently it's set to subdivide collapse. Constant detail is what you should want. Let me quickly get this myself. And then you want to select the resolution, which in this case I think it sets to what I used. So if you now use not this sculpt, If you go
Oh.
to inflate or clay or something else.
Okay.
And if you
What does
go
it work?
to
Huh?
and if you go to top-down view, and now if you draw,
Oh.
it's gonna rechange the way that all of the vertices work.
Oh.
And if
Oh.
you so it's gonna
do that manually.
recalculate the most efficient way to make the details right there. And if you want to change that, you just lower the resolution so that that's higher the resolution. That's gonna kill your PC.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can sample the resolution as well. See, so now the resolution is really, really bad.
What was it before?
There.
Mm,
So that is
okay.
a better resolution for.
Why is it not a
that's right.
logarithmic scale? Oh my god.
I don't know. And if you want to help a bit with that, you can also go to the render options on the top right.
Yeah. Okay.
You've touched those before as well. And then you say matte cap. And you click on the little click on the little viewport. And then click the normal one. That's the purple, green, and blue. Because then you can see which way the faces are facing.
Oh.
So it looks kind of disco-y. I like how the music went disco-y as well. But that also means that you can see the exact geometry of this without having to put too much effort in.
Oh, okay. I usually just... Can I see stuff? The vertex color? Why doesn't it show anymore?
Because it got deleted. Din Topo does delete the vertex color.
Wait, so if I go out of...
Yes. And in this case, I don't think, because you didn't delete it for all of the meshes. Like, that's not how it works. Could you go to the render mode again? And then...
It is kind of gone.
It's attribute, because currently you're on texture mode.
Oh.
There.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, that's why there is...
Yeah, that's why it's white there, because I've been sculpting there, and you need to, like, edit back.
Okay, fuck Dendopo, I'm doing it by hand because I know this is too much effort. Like, for the amount of what I'm getting back, this is actually not worth it. Oh, yeah, see, now it really comes to bite me that I added the terrain before knowing this forbidden knowledge. Oh, god. Okay, what am I looking at? This is what I think it is. It is. But isn't there...
Yes?
No, there isn't. It's like this terrain editing workflow is also painful because like having to merge it and then to manually rip it into pieces again.
That's why I'm using the auto method and just do it in bulk. And that's why I also suggested that I do it for a while. Because you are way too busy with other stuff. And I can handle just the brain dead thoughts for a moment. Like, you're doing a different type of brain dead work.
Yeah, just subdivide big faces and then do like magical terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a similar thing to what the Dintopo thing does.
West Sawyer. Player, what's gonna happen with West Sawyer?
CSO.
CSO, which stands for?
Well, it's like central, so overall.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, work on this area. Yeah.
Gonna need to show screen again. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the main island here.
Yes.
So the big, very likely, a large city will be placed here.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically all the plans I have for now. So there's already some railway infrastructure built on this, and I'm already actively modifying these tiles. But
Yeah.
all of the rest here is basically not touched yet.
Yes, those boundary islands are the one with Harrison, and then the 3 bottom islands, complete bottom islands. Those don't have any plans on yet. And yeah, that's as far as we can plan in the future. The focus is currently the island that you see player working on right now. While the railways will span the entire island, so that you can, well, the entire island, all the places where you should be able to go, and all the places there is a railway connection to the outside, so to Donk and the Arctic and to the industrial area. There will be connections there, but for the rest, that's it's a lot of work, and we do want to make sure that this is finished before the end of the world, before the sun collapses and we're all gonna die. So
Yeah. Why? Huh? I thought I ripped this. The heck? There we go. Also, it messes with the origin of everything. Oh my god, it's so much worse than I thought.
what?
Merging it, and like now I need to.
Yes, that's why you let me do it.
Yeah, and also the names got jumbled, and
Mm-hmm. That's why you let me do it, because then I actually make sure that I do the boring stuff for a while. I already have a paperwork week. I might even get some of my lackeys to do it.
Yeah. Mine's too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Whoop, whoop. Like, that's why we have the stream. That's one of the reasons why we have the stream. So just so that we can answer questions that you might have. Like at any point, of course, you can ask questions in the Discord chat or elsewhere. I hope that we're pretty approachable. In terms of, you know, vibes and feels. At least that's why what I'm trying to show. I might use fancy words sometimes, which are way too expressive for people, but behind the mask there is still a human. There is still a Zoe. Oh, that's cursed. Ah. That's even more cursed. Let's see, can I remesh this? Ah. Let's see, can I dissolve it? Ah, it looks way better. You do need a face, but that's it. What do you mean, like my smarts would intermate you? I honestly think, like, sometimes it's just the fancy words, like, it's... I don't think I'm that smart, actually. Looking at player do this, like, stuff just easy. Ah. A lot of that is also, like, I have dyslexia and ADHD. A lot of that is just finding something that works for you personally. Right, intimidated, okay. A lot of that is just, for me at least, finding a workflow that works for me and completely ignoring the better judgment of player and leopard telling me that I can use shortcuts and that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's mostly just brains work in different ways than other brains. So general education, I found, sometimes it's really useful and sometimes it's just not useful for a specific person or more specific persons. What I do know is that it's always possible to learn new stuff and to just enjoy learning as well, because it's not required, it's always an option to learn. Player opinion, because I have a grapple mount right here and I have another version right here as well. Alright, I should...
Okay, please give me 10 seconds to reply for the stream to update.
Right, yeah. I am just doing this because then you can actually see what's happening on my screen.
Yes, that would be...
That would be so much more useful, right? So I have this, which I can optimize.
First of all, that doesn't need to be optimized at all.
Right.
Because like, it's a convex structure, so like not like, if it's concave you get into trouble. But one thing I would want is make it more vertical, so like it's more like pyramid shape. This is like, or like, yeah, a little bit more. See if you can just.
You mean vertical, like, you know, higher than?
Yep.
Okay, exactly. I will make another version of that because I have this one as well, even smaller. And then I have one version with rocks, which won't have a physics mesh. It will just be extra decoration on. That works fine.
So just make it more pyramid shaped, and also like the one in the picture I sent you, the one where it's like a row of mount, basically, if that makes sense. Like just 3 of them next to each other, basically. Yeah. But so yeah.
Okay.
Like a little more scale on that
will do.
Cool.
That's all fine. That's gonna work.
Thanks for checking back with me. Very appreciated.
Then I'm gonna close the stream because it will hamper a bit of the stream.
Oh yeah.
We go back into sculpt mode.
I'm also gonna completely like. I'm done with the terrain on the train line, so I'm gonna go and like work on Lewin Town
Okay.
to make that look nice and pretty, because like
Yeah. Sounds like a
So,
good idea.
you know that like the plan is to like get all of the roads to be editor made, right? So I'm gonna also get rid of all of the roads.
Yeah.
It'll look very bland as
That
long as they're not there
is,
at all, but
you know, if I clean my room sometimes, it is gonna be way messier during the cleaning than this actually is when done cleaning. Like, it happens. Yeah. And, when you said in rows, or like when you said like the last thing, you meant in those rows that I'm using that you want to make, right? So that it's actually piled next to each other.
basically, like, well, can I just? The in detail is too low.
Hmm. Oh.
If you look something like this.
Yes, where it is like a longer thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, that's on.
Right.
Just wanted to make sure that that's what you meant, instead of what I took it to mean.
Hmm.
For the entire stream, that seeing what I'm doing currently, like I'm literally just doing it the laziest way that I could. But to be honest, I feel like that might be part of the design philosophy for Stormworks anyway.
It's a pile of dirt. What do you want to?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
make?
My pile of dirt isn't detailed enough. There is not enough effort put into it.
Yeah.
I paid $0 for this.
Like when having to merge so many sections, I'm getting a feeling sometimes that my M key is broken. Keep selecting everything instead.
So, we don't have an ETA on the next update, mostly because both of our lives are hectic and chaotic. I'm personally hoping that we can do it before the end of 2023.
I'm so ambitious.
Yeah, such ambition. And you don't have to be a patron to visit, to visit my Patreon to get it. I'm not gonna make my Patreon a paywall for this. That's coming to me. If you want to help me, and if you want me to speed up the process, because any euro that goes into my Patreon means that I have to worry a little less. I have to work an hour less or something, just to get my ends done, to make my ends meet. And the benefit that you get for being a patron is just having a bit more insight into what's happening, and also have a more immediate platform. Because I do go to Storm's Modding Forum to, talk, but I actually share this project NSO and some other really, really cool projects that will be announced in the next half year to a year. 18 months away. It's currently 2023. It's not like it's not like ends 2024. No, it's end 2023. It's somewhere in, like, before this December. Yeah, and like if you visit Patreon, if you do become a patron of mine, then maybe we can show some test things. You can get the in-betweens, but the actual updates will be happening as soon as we have something that is stable and polished. Something where you don't fall through through holes that are created for well, editing and grayboxing purposes. Okay, I have a couple of grapple mounts right now. I think that should be enough. There. Then quarry blocks, because we're working on mine stuff. And I kind of wanted to have some blocks that we can just plot down. Quarry blocks. There. Big stone blocks. I'm assuming at that that rate that's dollars, American dollars. Again, like that's fine. I'm using euros because that's what I'm used to. But I think if you go to Patreon, it is in dollars. And otherwise, you know, again, only pay if you want to. Only get like support me when you really, really want to. Yeah, it is in dollars. So I have one patient. It's gone the highest tier, but like $1 already works plenty if you have that for me, and that's it. That's it. I prefer you spend your money on things that you want to spend and to take care of yourself and of your closer friend circle first, though. Why did I do that? There. I hand selected the entire collection, right? And I unclicked all of them in hide mode, and then I hit the rubble as well. So as soon as I open the rubble thing, like I don't see anything anymore.
Nice, very good.
No, that's very cursed.
Why are these faces upside down? Or rather, do I want to know?
That's the question.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you like again, it's I don't need to. It's just every bit of money that I get for Patreon me that I can put more into NSO. I have a perfectly fine income, but that does take away from my hours.
What is this?
Now, someone's talking about Patreon in my in the chat, so.
Zoe,
Yes.
this dock here, it needs like uh, it's like inside out in all sorts of ways. It shouldn't be.
Right. It's.
I don't want to deal with that. Yes. Thank you.
We were planning to make that Waterland, yeah. Oh. Not a fan. So I do remember that you said something. I completely forgot what you said. About the harbor. Could you please repeat that so that I can give a proper answer and actually know what I need to do?
So here, this area is like.
Oh yeah, no,
nice.
that needs to change.
Yes, I agree.
I'll deal with that.
That's good. Thanks.
Boy. Change. These two separate now. Works. What do you mean? Woohoo. The multiple files of the map? Because I have different installs for Stormworks. I have one for vanilla, one for modded, and one for NSO specifically. So that I can just switch my game up as soon as I want to, or if I want to test something for it without having going to too much trouble getting everything back into proper again. The way that you do that, you just copy the well, one of the easiest ways of doing that is just copying the save file. That's not what to do. Don't quite like that. So that. Right, so you just you have the Stormworks installed. Let's see, I have it in Steam. Just one moment. I have this one for vanilla, and I have one vestigial. You can see it hasn't changed since 2021, and then Stormworks NSO updated, which is the one that we're currently using. I think I can change that now. Like I separated that for clarity's sake. And then there's another one somewhere else for the modded version of my my Stormworks. And you just copy that over right here. This is the entire Storm thing for NSO, and this is vanilla. And then if you're using the tile editor, like you say, or like I'm assuming you are, opening it up. You just go enter the name that you want to use. So I have NSO and I have my Steam library, that's vanilla. Give it a name, make sure that you copy the path like this, and then you add it, and then you have just vanilla, you have whatever mod you're working on, and another one, and another one. As you can see, if you open up this, there you can see the original game, albeit with the old NSO tree lines, which I'm going to make a tool for still to remove that. Is that what you meant, or have I misunderstood you? All right. Going to save this before I forget. It is time for pickaxes and shovels. Tools. Truly one of the more simple things to make in this case. There. Radius. Still a bit much. Neat. Player, are you there?
Yes.
If you think shovel and pickaxe, do you think the modern type of shovel or pickaxe, or do you think the industrial type, like wooden hand that kind of stuff? What does your brain imagine when you hear shovel or pickaxe?
That.
That. Okay. All right. So it does have a different handle. All right. Thank you.
Mm.
Good enough for me. not the best, but yeah, that would be easier. Fine. It's a giant shovel. We need to scale that down. Same goes for this pickaxe. There we go. Much better. Mm-hmm. And then there we go. How's it going on your end?
decided to like fix this thing here in North Harbor.
This thing. Why? Because that's like your. This is the O'Neill or the Lewin, or this is the right.
North Harbor.
Because yeah, that we can do that later as well, right?
It was like so bad that I needed to fix it now.
Okay. Fair enough. Womp womp.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one just a bit bigger. Yeah.
Oh no, no, Blender.
What's happening? But
Bruh. Oh, the back buffer.
enjoy your day.
Oh.
Let's check out Player HQ for a bit. I don't think the stream will last too much longer because I do have someone visiting in anywhere between 10 minutes and 50. Hey, I know you want to fix it. I know it's bad enough, but this is my problem, and I can reel it back.
I need a break from railway.
Right. Retaining wall. Do you have a preference of which one goes first?
Modern.
The retaining walls. Because we had the industrial one. Just a moment. Did you
Yeah,
show
no,
me?
the modern one is gonna. I'm gonna use that one first.
So this one.
Whatever this one.
Right.
is.
Yeah. Stream is delayed. I'm sorry. The one that you sent me in Discord.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. Now it looks easy enough to make. $85. Let's move. There, that's what I mean. Glad. Need that. That is not large enough. How tall do they need to be on average?
Well, I can scale it vertically easily, right? So
Right, yes.
I also can go underground, so like make it 10 meters now.
It is currently 3 meters, so 10 meters. Two. Right here. No one will know, just apart from when they watch the stream.
What?
No, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, and how much? How long do they need to be for you to be able to use them properly?
You mean down? Oh, lengthwise?
Lengthwise, because currently they're 4 meters across.
Just obviously make it 10 by 10.
10 by 10.
Oh, 10 is a bit short. I guess make a 10 meter and a 50 meter section or something. Oh, no, a 10 and a 100 meter section. There we go.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You do realize how big 10 meters is, right?
Yes.
Right.
But also, you realize how big the retaining wall needs to be.
I actually don't.
It's large. If you look in a picture I sent you.
Yeah, the train, I'm
That train
estimating...
is 4 meters tall, so
yeah,
that's
what I'm
10 meters just in the
estimating.
picture.
Okay.
And if I need more, I can just scale it lengthwise. But I think 10 is good middle
There.
ground for now.
One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, VX. While I have you, I'm assuming that you're still here. The reason that I asked you the question about the foliage is because me and Player had a discussion about making bushes, and I was wondering how the wave function of, like, you know, not the wave function, but the things are shown. I can see you typing in Discord, so I'm assuming this is an answer. But yeah, so basically we want to know if we can actually make other meshes that maybe use a different shader or a different material so that they get taken along for if wind blows. It's a moonshot, basically. 1, 2, 3. So I have one 6 by 10 and 24 by 10 because that's just the way that the relief works. Would that be useful for you? And then a dividing pillar as well, so that you can actually make it rotate as necessary.
Well, 6 meters is okay.
And
Can you do
124.
12-meter section and a
24?
96?
96. So 12 and 96.
Yeah, like a 10 and a 100. Right, so it's a different order of magnitude.
12, and I'll make another one. 96. I'm gonna be too lazy right here. 96 divided by 6. That's 16. Wonderful. Your collection. Modern retainer. Retainer wall modern instead. Okay, that's a sad thing to hear. We cannot add new meshes to the tree shader without changing the exe.
Yeah, I was already expecting something like that.
Yeah, but there was a hope.
Yeah.
And if there's anyone that would know, it's the X. I'm still like unsure about if that's the correct pronunciation because you did tell me how to, but
I'm gonna take a short break.
yeah, like I'm very bad at remembering pronunciation things. It's mostly just my brain going on autopilot at those times. So please let me know if I should exercise more in the pronunciation of.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back. Ah, yes. Yeah, like me and Player have been having talks about how we can spruce up the nature and the foliage. We do have a bush in the actual files. One of the things that I noticed is that it's really confusing what it is if it doesn't behave like a tree but does look like a tree without stem. That needs to be bigger there. All right. I think that's enough detail for at least in Stoneworks. I'm gonna open up my screen share here again. So I have these, a 96 by 10, a 12 by 10. Is that a 12 by 10? Yes, that's 12 by 10. And then I have the 6 by 10 right here. And there's the retainer wall that is snapping to the origin of all of these sizes. So you can use that if you, for example, want to rotate one. Let's see, we have this one right here. Ooh. That's not how you rotate things, Zoe. Like, you can do that and then, you know, still wriggle around a small bit, but there's at least a bit of thing that makes it smooth out a bit more.
Yeah, I like that.
And then, of course, we can also connect the
little
catenary
blob
with it.
sticking out at the top there, with like the catenary attachment point, as you call it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
Is this a physics deliberation or is this just a pretty deliberation?
No, not just visuals, because if there's catenary gonna be, it's gonna be added like separately anyways.
Fair. So I'm minimizing this. It's just a bit of extra.
Yeah, that works. Nice. I like it, yeah.
At least, yeah, that's at least like a tenth of a centimeter. Otherwise, it would be worthless adding it.
Yeah.
Alright, that's the modern one. I'm gonna see later on if I have the industrial one still, because I already made that, but I might have deleted that after not using it for a long while. It's all good. There, and it is 5, so it might be time soon to stop the stream and be a healthy personal individual. Can we... well, I think this is already answered by Leopard, because I don't think we can actually scale them like trees just in one dimension. That would be, like, you know, another solution. But I don't think that's possible, because we already have in the, well, both in the actual 100 meter tall tree. It's the red roots. We do already have in the code for both the tree gun in the tile editor and also in the dev tools. We do have a randomization option for the size of the tree. So that variation already exists, as far as I'm aware. Open up. Stomach's C again. Just trying this out. Because there is already functionality for us to be able to change that, if so necessary. Let's see if I can. There. There. Yeah, it automatically tries to scale it down. least make it proper. Smoothly. Well, shame. We'll figure out another solution. There's more things that we can actually do to spruce it up. Ha 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 ha. And make the terrain look prettier, even though we don't have access to making more foliage that also waves in the wind. Because that, of course, would be ideal. Doesn't accept that. I don't need to save those trees. Ooh. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna square this off for now. I think this is up for repeat soon. Now that life is getting back into order. Player, do you have any final words or things that you want to say?
No.
All right. Remember that you can always reach us on Stormworks Modding Forum if you have any questions or if you want to just talk to us. We try to be as transparent as possible, but because all of us are busy, you know, it sometimes just more needs to get the questions come to us instead of having to constantly remind ourselves that we do need to do PR. And yeah, thank you for coming by. It's nothing special, I think, but